Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. Today we're going to do another great workout you can do in your home. So for equipment, what I want you to grab is a tube or a band, a little bit stronger, and a set of dumbbells, and that's really all you need. If you happen to have a BOSU or a balance disc, that's great. If not, that's fine. You can do this with, I'll show you a couple different ways to do that exercise. But we're going to do upper body, lower body, some core, some balance. And what I'd like you to do is remember to come into this workout with a good warm up so that you're ready to move. We're going to do this in a circuit fashion, and then go ahead and rewind, do it through 2 to 3 times total. If you really want to make it a longer, really good workout, do 5 minutes of cardio in between each of those sets and really get your heart pumping and really work those muscles. Okay, so we're going to start off with some straight arm lats. So you can either do this with one handle or two, depending on what you've got in your house. I want you to stagger your feet, and what that does is protect your back. So instead of sitting on the ground and pulling down to work your lats, this is a different way to do it. We're going to do a straight arm lat pull. So staggering your feet protects your back. Keep your shoulders down away from your arms. Start off with them as kind of as high as they go, about chest height, shoulder height, and then you're just going to pull them down to your hips. Now remember, if with using bands it feels like too much, scoot closer just a little bit. Now it's important for this one to keep your arms straight. So we do triceps that kind of start this way. You're getting a little bit of tricep here, but what you're really getting is your big muscles in your back, your lats. And as a bonus, you're getting some core here too. Keeping nice and tall, nice and straight. So you don't want to bend over like this. You want to stay nice and tall, pull it right down beside your hips. All right, good. So that's a lat pull down, but with a straight arm instead of pulling down like that. Next, we're going to do some reverse lunges. Okay, so I like to do reverse lunges for a lot of reasons. For the most important reason is it keeps your knees in better alignment. So I always recommend doing this either at a bar or the kitchen sink or somewhere where you can hang on and start nice and close. Hang on right here. You're going to step really far back and go straight down. So notice that my knee is over my heel, and I'm all in 90-degree angles here. I don't want to be here. So we're going to alternate, stepping back. So it's a nice big step. When you step back, you want your weight in that front foot to be in your heel. So you should be able to pull your toes up. Now, if this is something that you've done a lot of, you can grab a weight. So I'm just going to grab a weight that we're using for our next exercise and hold it in one side for about half the repetition. So we're going to do about 10 on each side, and then switch and hold it on the other side. You can also hold weights in 2 hands. That's great, but that doesn't allow you to hang on to something if you need to for balance and to keep you in a really good form. So I'm keeping my chest up nice and tall, going straight down. Also, using a weight in one hand activates your core a little bit more, calls in more balance challenge. Step really far back, weight is in your heel, eyes forward, chest up. Okay, great. Those are reverse lunges. Remember, you can do those in a smaller range of motion if you need to, and at a sturdy counter or something. Oh wait, now we're going to grab these dumbbells, and we're going to do a bicep curl into a shoulder press. So I always like to add a little bit of a balance challenge. I'm going to bring my camera up just a little. Okay, so I'm going to try this with a tandem stance. If that's too much for you, just do it with your feet wide apart. If you have back pain, do this seated. You can also do this seated so that when you press your arms overhead, you're not having any of that back pain. So I'm going to do a tandem stance, curl up, press straight overhead, and then slowly back down. Okay, so this is actually 3. slowly, all directions. 4. Now, you can see I've got my elbows out to the side when I press overhead. If that bothers your shoulders or your elbows, you can press up just like this. So keeping your elbows in closer. So you can kind of play around with it. Also, when you turn them out like this, it makes the bicep curls just a little bit more challenging. But I don't want to cause shoulder or elbow pain, especially if you already know that you have that. So stay on one side for the tandem stance for the whole set. And then the next time you go through this, put the other foot in front. And generally, if you're having a hard time remembering which foot you did, generally you will always start with the same foot in front because we're just kind of programmed that way. So if you kind of go to the one that doesn't feel quite as comfortable, that's probably not the one you did the first time. One more. And remember, we're going slowly, all directions. Okay, great. Now we're going to go, if you have a BOSU or a balance disc or something, go ahead and grab it. I'm going to try this on my balance disc. I don't have my BOSU here. I'm going to lower this down. So you can do this on the floor too. I'm going to show you on the floor first. I'm just going to have you sitting back like this, and I want you to tap your feet side to side like this. So if you don't have any of those things, don't use them, but keep going. I'm going to try this on my balance disc. This one's really blown up, so I don't know how well this is going to work, but I can put my hands back here. It works best on a BOSU. So your knees are staying in the middle, and you're just rotating at your hips and your knees and tapping your feet here and over here to the side. So just try to gently lean back. Keep breathing. We're going to do 2 more on each side. All right, good. So you may feel that in your hip flexors a little bit, but it's also a really great core exercise. So play with it a little bit. If you're on the floor, you might not need your hands as much. You could try keeping your hands here. Too much, just put your hands back. But I want your torso leaning back, so really focusing on that core. Okay, next we're going to do walkouts. So if you remember, I'm going to have you start standing nice and tall, extreme close up. Okay, and then we're going to walk out to a plank and then stand back up. So it's sort of a modified burpee. Standing nice and tall, feet about shoulder width apart. Bend those knees, walk out to a plank, and then stand all the way back up. So I want you to bend your knees. Whoops, I slipped. And then you actually get a good squat when you stand up. So you kind of squat down, bend your knees, walk all the way out. That's 3. Stand up. And if you need to, you can come down to your knees here and then stand up. That's okay. 5. 6, try to alternate which hand you put down first. I tend to always put one hand down. So now I'm going to put my left, start with my left back, put down my right, start with my right back. Challenge yourself. It's interesting how we will constantly do things one way if we don't challenge ourselves to do something the other way. So make yourself do it both ways. 2 more. All the way out to a plank. Stand all the way up nice and tall. 1 more. And all the way back up. Okay, walkouts. It's like a modified burpee. It's a full body workout. I love those exercises. You're getting arms and core and legs and everything. So Okay, we're gonna end with a balance. After that big full body challenge, I wanna try a starfish, which we've done in the past. We're gonna lean out to the side and then come back up. So I'm gonna have you kind of tilt between standing up tall and leaning over to the side. This is a great hip stabilizer, but moving through the range of motion is a really great challenge for that balance and also your core. So let's try each leg for about 30 seconds. If you find it's easy, do more, do a minute. If 30 seconds is way too long and you have to put your foot down, that's okay. Just keep trying it for about 30 seconds. All right, we're gonna switch legs. Now you may find that one side is easier than the other. That's pretty typical. Keep breathing. You're staying nice and tall, keeping your chin back, shoulders down, breathing. Good job. If you're having trouble with this, focusing on one spot can help you. Also, if you put your tongue on the roof of your mouth, it can also help your balance a little bit. Okay, that's it. So go ahead, repeat them a couple more times. If you want to, you can add cardio in between, like I said at the beginning. And as always, please let me know if you need any substitutions or alterations to these. There's a lot of ways to do most of these exercises. So keep moving, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.